I'm Hadley. I'm a fiber artist based in New York, and welcome to my very first studio vlog. So it is currently Thursday, June 6th at about 5:01 p.m. and I just got off of work for the day and I need to clean my studio because I have a big weekend planned. I have a big yarn order coming in tomorrow, and then I have a lot of stuff that I need to get ready and start working on. But this is the state of my studio right now. This is the state of my studio. It is a complete mess. I swear this was clean like literally 3 days ago, but I got my new knitting machine, which is what this big box is, which made me move my old knitting machine. I went through all my yarn. I just have stuff literally everywhere. So it is so beyond messy, and I don't want to work this way. So we are going to clean. That is our first step. So we need to clean so that when my yarn comes tomorrow, I can get started on all of the projects that I am planning on doing. This is my very first vlog, and I'm kind of nervous about it. I feel like I'm still not super comfortable talking in front of the camera, and I have no idea what to say or like what people want to hear, and I think I'm just of the mindset that like I am just going to say and do what I want, and if people enjoy that and follow along, that's great, and if they don't, that is okay too. I'm mainly doing this for myself, just to like keep myself accountable in my studio space and to keep creating, because that's ultimately what I love doing. It has been a really rainy day today, but the sun is like finally coming out. See if you can see the Hudson River. Now you can't really see the river in the camera, but we have this really pretty view. I love the windows in my studio. Okay, I am like really red and sweaty, so please ignore that, but I was trying to carry another desk up here. I got it up one flight of stairs, cannot get it up the second flight of stairs by myself, so I need to wait for my fiance to get home so that he can help me carry this second desk up. But this is what we have so far. So this stuff still needs to get taken care of, but all of these things are gonna go in that desk that I'm bringing up. And then once I have that desk up, I can actually set up the second knitting machine. So, and then this cart, a lot of this stuff is gonna go in that desk as well, and then this cart is gonna be filled with yarn. But what I have right now is knitting machine number 1, my standard gauge set up over here. My work table is against the window, might get shifted around a little bit. Some scrunchies I've been working on. All of those awkward long pieces are now back there in the corner. And then that second desk is going to go here, and my first knitting machine, which is my bulky Bertha, is going to go on top of that. So that's what we have right now, and I think that's really it for today. Tomorrow we're going to get started on working on some projects once my yarn arrives, and I'm very excited. Okay, I thought I was done for the day. I'm still red and sweaty because I tried again to carry that desk up the stairs unsuccessfully. I stubbed my toe really bad. But so the reason why I just got a new knitting machine, I just got the Brother KH930 and I received it a few days ago, and the seller who shipped it to me has been lovely, but she forgot a piece, which are the setting plates. So they're like these little pieces that go on the main bed of the knitting machine to connect the river bed. Those pieces were missing. So she kindly mailed them to me, like next day mailed them to me. But this package showed up today, and she sent me like a ton of yarn as well. So like I'm stoked because I've been waiting on my yarn shipment to like actually get started with stuff, and now I have yarn, and like these are my colors. Like, this is amazing. So maybe we'll knit a little something. It is getting like really hot in this room and there's no air conditioning. So I don't know how long I want to sit in here because the sun is going down and the sun shines in here in the afternoon. So it gets really, really hot, which is also why I'm beet red, and also because I'm a ginger. So I'm always red. But yeah, I'm really excited. But I'm gonna set my knitting machine up with the ribber attachment now because we have it, so yay. Hello, welcome back. It is day 2 of this vlog, so it is currently Friday at 1:29 p.m. I wanted to show you what I got set up yesterday, and then I have an unboxing of some yarn to do. So I ordered the biggest order of yarn I have ever ordered, and yeah, it's humongous. So we're gonna unbox that together. It is all coned yarn for my standard gauge knitting machine. So yeah, but here's what I got set up yesterday. So here we have, sorry, there is a fan running, so it might be kind of loud, but here's what we have so far. So I still need to deal with this cart here, but I've got both knitting machines set up. This is my bulky on the right and my standard gauge on the left. And then I've got a little desk set up here where I can sew, work on orders, invoices, all that stuff. And yeah, still need to sort out some like random things that are just sitting around. This cart needs to be completely cleared out because the yarn that I bought today is gonna go in there. Let's open some yarn. This is the box of yarn. It literally weighs 25 pounds. It is the biggest yarn order I have ever ordered. This is Maud. Are you opening this up with me? I really need to get bigger scissors for up here because I just use my thread scissors for literally everything. So this is what we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And then a ton more on the bottom. I think I have a total of 24 cones. It is a mix of wool, alpaca, some are alpaca and some are cotton. But these are all for my standard gauge. Yeah, this is the alpaca, so it's a little fuzzy. This is all for my standard gauge. I'm so excited. Like, look at these colors. Yay! Okay, so what we need to do now, my dog is chewing on a bone, so if you can hear that, I apologize, is I need to clear off this cart here because I want to put all of the cones of yarn in there. Or the other option is just to display them here. But maybe I like that better than the cart. The thing is, the cart is just filled with like miscellaneous things that I need on hand, and I just don't have a better place to like organize them yet. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. Maybe, well, I guess, do the cones even fit on the cart? Okay, Upon second thought, the cones don't even actually fit on the cart. So we're just gonna put them all on my windowsill and go from there. So let's set them up. I am really excited about this one. This is the Elsa yarn. I ordered all of this yarn from Yeoman Yarns. It is a yarn company based in the UK, so shipping was kind of expensive, but each of these cones are 1 pound of yarn, and if I were to buy a 1 pound yarn of cone of yarn, oh dear. If I were to buy 1 pound of coned yarn in the United States, it's like $30 a cone. In the UK, it was 11 pounds, which is about $15 to $17. So even paying a good amount in shipping to get it here, it was way cheaper to go that route and buy from a UK brand. But I want you to look at this. So it is like it's a silk, or I'm sorry. Yeah, it's an alpaca silk blend. It is so pretty. I got a bunch of colors in that type of yarn. I set up all of the yarn, so it is good. I have one concern. So here's what we have for all of the cones of yarn. This row, these ones are acrylic. These are the mohair and nylon. These two are all cotton, and then these are all wool. Okay, so I'm a little worried about one of the things that I ordered, which is the cotton. The whole reason I placed this order is because I want to start doing markets, and I want to make a lot of cotton items for summer, and I couldn't find coned cotton like anywhere. So I went to the machine knitting Facebook groups, and everyone recommended this cotton, and like lots of people recommended it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna put in a big order, let's do it. It's really thin, like really, I don't think it's gonna focus on it, but it is very, very thin. It is like lace weight. So I'm a little nervous about that because it feels way too thin. So we're gonna see. We're gonna do a test swatch and see what happens in the machine. I'm a little nervous because I spent a lot of money on this and it came highly recommended. And it's just like, sucks that you can't go and like feel the yarn before you buy it. Like, why don't they make coned yarns anymore? Anyway, let's gauge swatch it. Okay, so here is a width comparison. So this is already a pretty fine yarn. This is definitely lace weight, and this is the cotton. So it's not that much lighter, but like it is still pretty light. And the really thin purple makes a swatch like this, which is pretty sheer overall. This is like a little mock-up of a vest I'm doing that has, it's going to be an apron vest. Oh my gosh, come on. It's gonna have like ribbed sides and a scoop neck. I like how this turned out, but again, very thin. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this turns out. So I'm pleasantly surprised. It actually makes a really, really nice material. It's quite soft. It's not super stretchy, but it still has a good knit stretch. And then, but if you just look at the difference between the stitch sizes, this is already a lace weight. So this is so unbelievably fine. I'm not really sure, sorry, I'm like shaking. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna be able to do with this, but it does go through the machine like butter. It is beautiful. So yeah, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I am going to go ahead and swatch the rest of this yarn that I just got, just one of each color to see how it goes through the machine, and then I will come back and show you all of the swatches. Okay, we are back. I have finished making swatches out of each type of the yarn that I purchased, so I'm going to show you what I have. so here are the swatches. This one is the 100% wool. This one turned out really, really nice. It's got a good stretch. It's a good thickness. I really am happy with this one. This is the cotton, which I think you already saw. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm totally okay with it. This is the mohair silk acrylic blend. This one, great, really curls up, so we're gonna have to work with that, but it looks really nice. The stitch definition is nice, and I think brushing it out will be even prettier. And then we have just acrylic. This actually, I'm kind of an acrylic hater, and I hate to be a yarn snob in that way. I just am. I don't like the feeling of it usually. This I actually really enjoy. It's really stiff and it's soft. So I'm shocked. So overall, that's what we have. And the colors, so fun. Hello, it is the next day, so it is Saturday now. I haven't filmed at all today, but I've been in my studio for a while, doing a ton of gauge swatches, different techniques with Fair Isle, with lace, ribbing, etc. Just really trying to nail down this new yarn to understand how it works. I find that the more gauge swatches I do before I embark on a big piece, the better that big piece goes. And then I took a break and worked in the garden a little bit with my partner, and we got a lot done, but I'm kind of tired. But I want to show you the swatches that I've made. Okay, so what have we made? So I made this, let me make sure it's the right way. Yeah. So using that cotton that is a little bit thinner than I was expecting, I've just been playing around with it as much as I can to see what I'm actually going to be able to do with it, because I think there are going to be some limitations with it because of how thin it is. So first I tried to do a Fair Isle. It looks so much better, I think, on camera than it does in person. I don't know if you can tell, but the back is like so unbelievably loose, and it's creating little holes in it. You can kind of see right there, which I don't love. I really hate that. Another swatch I did with just, oh my gosh, this is the issue with having so many swatches, with just acrylic. You can see how tightly knit the pattern is. That's what I want, because I don't want to see through the pattern when I'm doing Fair Isle. So I tested that with acrylic. I tested another Fair Isle with wool. This one turned out pretty nice. And then I did do another Fair Isle with the cotton, and I did a less complicated pattern, so I just did the checkers, and that turned out really well. So I think that the smaller the carryovers are, like the yarn behind in the the smaller the yarn in the back is, why can I not think of the technical term, for the Fair Isle, the better it is with the cotton. It creates less holes. So that's okay. It's a limitation that I've had with other yarn before, where I need to do smaller patterns. That's okay. So that's the Fair Isle ones that I've done. I also have really been trying to do lace with the cotton, which, if you know knitting machines, is a struggle because cotton does not stretch. Because cotton doesn't stretch, it can be hard to manipulate moving stitches around because there's too much tension and then it doesn't knit. So it ends up something like this, where it is just, it's a mess. Again, it doesn't look that bad on camera, but like in person, this looks absolutely trash. But I messaged one of my friends who is an elderly woman on Facebook who is an expert in machine knitting, and she gave me some good advice, and she said the pattern I was using was just a little too complicated for cotton. So I did a more simple pattern I did a more simple pattern of lace cotton, and it turned out really, really good. So I'm excited with that. I did mess up because I wasn't paying attention to the pattern. It's not as manual when you're doing lace. You have to really pay attention to what row you're on. But that actually turned out really good. And I think I'm gonna embark today, right now, on knitting a tank top with this pattern. I think I'm going to do it in white because I don't own anything white. And I was thinking, if it turns out well, maybe I'll make a matching shirt for my fiance, and then maybe we could wear them in our engagement photos. Probably not. I'll probably chicken out at the last second and put us in something else. But that's what I've done today so far. I've really just been swatching like crazy. I also made a bandana, which I'll show you. So I also made this bandana. The lighting is bad, so it's really hard to see, but you can see there is a pattern in it. This is 100% wool. It's blocking right now, so it's wet, so the colors are not as bright. But I don't really love how this is, but it was my first bandana. And then I think I would attach like I-cord to the edges so you could actually tie it. But that is also what I did. But yeah, I think not a lot done today. Like I said, maybe yesterday, I am wanting to do a craft fair. So all of this research that I'm doing, these swatches, are really with the idea of specific items in mind that I'd like to sell at a craft fair. There is a craft fair in the middle of July that I'd like to do, but I don't know how realistic it is to actually be ready for that. My fiance gave me the advice that I should make things at my own pace and make them to the quality I want, and when I'm ready, then we find a craft fair. Not as much as like, I want to do this craft fair, just get as much out as you can, because ultimately I want things to be good quality. That's what I care about more than like what it actually looks like. So, because the worst thing is if someone like bought a hat from me or bought a bandana from me and then it fell apart. That would be really embarrassing, and frankly, not a good investment. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts right now. It's currently 5:40, so I need to like eat dinner and relax a little bit. Hello, it is the next day. It is currently Sunday at 1:33 p.m. I haven't been in my studio at all today. I've had to run some errands, pick up some dog food, bought new sheets and bedding for our bedroom, and just gone grocery shopping and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to embark on an actual project on my knitting machine, the new one, the standard gauge, because the only things I've made so far are scrunchies using like vintage sock yarn, because it was the only yarn I had before my yarn order came in. But now that I have all this yarn, I can actually make something substantial. But yeah, this scrunchie turned out gigantic on accident, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. It's kind of useless. And then I also had, this one's not done, but this one. So, but wanting to do a lace tank top. I did this gauge swatch yesterday, and I think I already showed you this, but I really like how it turned out. I think it's really pretty. So I wrote up a pattern based on it. Oops. I don't know if you can see it. But essentially just a basic tank top, V-neck with armhole shaping. Also, this gauge swatch is blocked. I blocked it last night. Cotton usually shrinks when you block it, but this one did not really. I think maybe just because it is such a loose knit that it didn't really shrink. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. The gauge ended up being exactly the same for the tension square. So we're gonna get to knitting, but I think that that is going to be all for this vlog. I started editing last night and it's already around 20 minutes. So I think we're gonna be done for this one. I know it was not very eventful. I think I literally just cleaned my studio, set up my knitting machine, and unboxed some yarn. Kind of boring, but that's what I did the last few days. But I'm gonna start another one once I have knit my panels for this, and I'm just gonna keep doing this. I think it's a really good way to keep myself accountable and actually keep track of what I'm doing and show myself that, like, even if I'm not necessarily creating things every single day, I'm still doing something towards my brand and towards my small business. So, and I need that reassurance. I really do. So, thank you if you've made it this far. If not, no worries. We're gonna do more of these, and we're gonna get better at them. We are. I've already learned some things watching back the footage. Number one, make sure the camera is sitting on something when I'm talking, because otherwise I'm just looking everywhere, and it's very unstable. So that's my first lesson, I suppose, with vlogging. Anywho, thank you for sticking along. Again, I'm Hadley. I'm a fiber artist based in New York. I'm hoping to do some markets soon, and I need to get my Etsy store back up and running because I have taken a hiatus recently. Anyway, I have a few other videos, but not a ton right now. If you enjoyed this, stick around. I'm going to be making more studio vlogs. Bye!